Hello again, this is magmawk, playing a game of murder. Why are we murdering? Because I am the detective. I'm not Ace Harding or Sherlock Holmes, but I am magmawk. And today we shall be playing Clue, because I am clueless. Secretary Cough Cough, Colonel Mustard, famous for his mustard fried chicken. Mrs. White, the French maid who did not speak any French. Mrs. Peacock, who was just plain there to be a pompous woman. And of course, Professor Plum, the man with the sexy mustache. We shall choose the Colonel, because he has the most potential for comedic value on this murder mystery. Find out who did it. And for once, it was not the butler. Along the way, we must roll the six-sided die. Why must we roll the six-sided die? Because the giant hand commands us to. Because this is not the time to be lounging around. It is a shame. Meanwhile, the Colonel decided to go to the dining room and ask another question. Does Mr. Green have a knife? Does he know anything about a dining room? Apparently, the knife does not know anything about the dining room. Because you have forks and spoons in there, but no knives. That is another good question. Mrs. White, where were you this entire time? Were you planning to put a wrench in somebody's plans? Taking time out from your murderous exploits? How about in the study? Did you have a knife on you? This is just a theory. It is by no means a suggestion or an accusation or an interrogation. I am at a loss for clues right now. But she might have had a thing for ropes. Hopefully she was not at the bondage with Mr. Boddy. Thank goodness! I'm glad we now know that. So that might be more of Miss Scarlet's thing. So let's get rolling. Very important questions of ugly-looking ladies with ropes. And pray that she did not have the rope, because that would just be plain ugly. No, she was not in the kitchen. I think she was in the dining room, by golly. Take a look at our cards one more time. Why am I guessing Mrs. Peacock? Or in the kitchen, when I know both of them did not exist. Because Miss Scarlet is getting kinky with a rope in the conservatory. And if you believe any of that, you might be right. Colonel Mustard was not lounging around. He was looking for a new chicken recipe. So here's my theory. It's not an accusation, it's just a theory. 7 people were in the hall that day. But who killed Mr. Boddy? She wanted to put a wrench in his plans. But it was not the wrench. She said she had proof. Miss Scarlet did. Not to make any accusations, but take a look at our cards. Or maybe the maid was just mad and decided to go stabby stab on somebody. That might be an interesting theory. But I'll tell you what that is. That is just silly. I am magmawk. I'm gonna make an interrogation. Because Mrs. White has a problem. Mrs. White seems to have a problem with... Well, we know it wasn't a wrench. But did she decide to go stabby stab on someone? And what better place to stab someone than, by golly, a library, because people get interested in books. No, but we know it's not Mrs. White, so said the Colonel. And we all know the Colonel is always right. it pays to be in the conservatory. Now Mr. Green, he had a thing for guns. He liked to collect them. But we all know that the revolver was not in the conservatory. It was the rope. But does that make any relevance at all? And I'm glad I have not been accused yet, because I am Professor Plum, the genius in all this. And ask Mr. Green a few questions about his gun collection. Was it with a 38? He did not have any guns on him at the time. But that raises another question. Does Mrs. White have a thing for lead pipes? Or plumbers? Or conservators? We know that's all not true. Because by golly, we know Mrs. White didn't do it, and we know the rope was in the conservatory. Do I remember all this? Hell no. Sometimes I just have to ask myself, did I do anything? Do I get any clues whatsoever? Perhaps it involved lead pipes. Maybe I hit myself on the head with them, because I did not have a pipe. Tell me to pipe down. We found out that Miss Scarlet had a thing for dining rooms. Oh, what is this? This had better be just a theory, Miss Scarlet. Because you know I wasn't in the dining room. I was in the lounge. No, I wasn't. I'm trying to throw you off. Mrs. White always has a stupid theory with her. But she didn't have a knife this time. Mr. Mustard Man, it seems you kind of like to shoot chickens on the weekend. Is this true? And does it involve having dinner?